Good morning. Hey. So originally, I had this brilliant idea for communion. I was going to, thank you. I was going to do an experiment, and I was going to take communion every day at home. Every morning, I'd plan to have a bit of cracker and juice, and I was going to film it and do like this video blog. Have you heard of a vlog? Video blog? Yeah. So that was my brilliant idea. I might do that next time. I do plan on doing that. So some of you might know we run a youth group here on Friday nights. And this night just gone, we have games first, and then we do like a bit of a sit-down time, and someone shares a message. So, this Friday just gone, I was sharing, and I was talking to them. I was sharing how when I was 7, how my parents separated. And I know for some of them, this is something that they're going through or their friends go through. It's pretty common these days, and something that, kids really struggle with, or adults, everyone struggles with. And I was sharing how hard that was for me and my brother, and, 1 minute your dad's there and the next minute he's gone, and we don't understand. We just know how much we miss him and how sad we were. We were devastated. And it got me thinking about my communion message and how, I wonder how, this could kind of relate to communion. And it actually really, really does. This separation and this feeling of sadness about being separated from someone who you love. And we think of when Jesus was on the cross and when he cried out, "Father, Father, why have you forsaken me?" And in that moment, when he took on the sin of the world, in that moment he was separated. And I know there's no comparison, but I do think, it makes me think of that heartache and how much my heart broke to be separated from my father, my earthly father, and how much more it would. I just can't even fathom. I can't imagine what it would have felt like. We found this hymn, me and Hayley, yesterday. We're looking through different things around being separated and fathers, and Hayley came across this hymn by Stuart Townsend, which he wrote in 1990, and it's called "How Deep the Father's Love for Us." And there's a line in it that says, "How deep the pain of searing loss, the Father turns his face away." And it really, those lines capture that, a piece of that moment. There's words to put to it. The pain of searing loss, and the Father turns his face away. And in that moment, and from another devotion that Susan sent me, it says in this devotion that there was a moment at the crux of history when God was God forsaken. And it took a while for me to get my head around that. God was God forsaken. Forsaken meaning abandoned in that moment, because he took on our sin, the sin of the whole world. So in remembering that, I know it's there's a real depth to it, to the sadness of being separated from someone who you love, but it's also a chance for us to think about what happened on that day for us, and what that means for us. And I guess this is our chance, today and whenever we take communion, to remember that and be thankful. And while the bigness of that pain that happened back then, and some of the experiences that we have that we can't compare, like our hearts break, how much more was that pain for us? And I think when we think about that and meditate on that, it gives us a tiny bit of, insight into something, into what was done for us. So that's what we're doing today. So we'll get our cracker and our juice. And we just take a moment to remember or think about the depth and the breadth of what Jesus did for us, what he took on for us. So we'll just think about that as we take our cracker and juice. Lord Jesus, we thank you for what you did for us, and we thank you for the ways that the little insights into our own life that we can relate tiny little bit. We thank you for a glimpse of that so that we can even try to understand or try to realise how big what you did for us, how big it was. So we thank you for this time and this chance to remember. Amen.